Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot, and for today's episode, we're going to do a food review of Domino's stuffed cheesy bread. I just got some Domino's here a little bit ago and figured now would be the time to do this food review, honestly, while it's still hot and whatnot. I will say, with the stuffed cheesy bread, they're not kidding, man. That's a lot of fucking cheese in that cheesy bread. That being said, the one thing I will knock Domino's for, and this is all chain pizza places, honestly, is they don't bother to take like paper towels and actually like degrease the bottom of stuff, because obviously you have to do that yourself at the house is what it is. That's what I do all the time is what it is. Because yeah, when you look at the actual amount of grease in this box still, if I can get it to focus in there, you can see all that fucking grease and oil and everything else like that there. Like, that's a shitload of fucking grease and oil, dude. And that was just one half of the stuff I obviously got. Paper towels underneath the other half is what it is here. And yeah, it's pretty much soaking through right now. So you guys can see all that grease and oil on there and whatnot. Yeah, it's just fucking garbage, basically. But yeah, it's not good, man. The one thing I will say, by comparison, the stuffed cheesy bread versus the stuffed pepperoni cheesy bread, I think their stuffed cheesy bread is probably just a little bit less greasy than the pepperoni version is. And for some reason, I don't know what kind of pepperoni they're using in the other version of This Is What It Is, though. But I will say one thing. That shit is hot as fuck. Like, it has just like, I don't know what it is. It's like a heat aftertaste to it or whatever it is, man. Yeah, you got your little bits of cheese in there. Actually, another knock I will give them is stop putting a bunch of garlic shit all over my fucking cheesy bread, dude. Like, there's no need for it. Put all that garlic crap on here. I'm literally just like wiping it off with my fingers, and it's just gross. Not to mention, it fucks with my diverticulosis, so yeah, I try to rub much of that off and just knock it away. That's pretty much what it is there. But yeah, they got, I think they changed their bacon too, is what it is now, because I noticed with I got some bacon, pepperoni and bacon pizzas with this, and I think they changed the formula, is what it is, for their bacon, to where it's just like a couple bigger pieces of bacon now and not a whole lot of small bacon anymore. So, although this has a little bit of crumbly bacon on there, but yeah, it's mostly just like bigger pieces is what it is there. So it's not bad though, like I said, and especially with all that cheese on there. The cheesy bread, actually, this is a better cheesiness. I think this might be string cheese actually. I'm looking at it, because if you notice how it like pulls apart and stuff, I was just getting a little bit less hot now. But yeah, it definitely has like a pull apart taste to it, is what it is. And especially when it's like really hot, it just like pulls completely apart and stuff like that. So I'm assuming this is like, I know with Pizza Hut, for their stuffed pizzas, they would take string cheese and put it in the actual crust, is what it is, and then pull it over, is what it is there. And this does kind of taste like string cheese, actually. So I'm thinking this might be what this actually is, and here's what it is, which is fine. And this is pretty good, actually. Obviously, it's much better the way when it's hot completely, is what it is there. This has had a couple minutes to cool down, is what it is now. But yeah, it's still pretty good though. And I mean, for something you can basically pay like $7 for out the door, it's not bad, man. You have enough in there to feed at least two people. Like, if you're getting like that in a pizza, it's like enough to feed two people basically. If you want to do like three people, maybe it could be enough to feed three people and stuff too, as well, for that matter, where you each get like a chunk of it. It'll be then. But yeah, for like two people, 4 pieces a piece there, it's pretty good. Or if you have like a 4-person family or something like that, get like, everybody gets like 2 of those, and if that be the case, and then, you know, whatever else then. One thing I will say though, I tried their loaded tots recently, and I was sort of a fan of them. I thought they were pretty good. They weren't the greatest of all time, actually, but like, they also weren't bad. I ended up getting it was the cheese and bacon version. And I think they're going to put Parmesan stuff on it to begin with, and I'm just like, no, don't put on any of that shit on there is what it is, and they didn't do any of that. So yeah, they were pretty good actually. They were also very greasy, not quite as greasy as the cheesy bread here though, but still pretty greasy. And it makes sense because you're taking the stuff out of they're like weird like little shoot through oven is what it is there, and you just have like all the grease basically sitting on the bottom of the boxes is what it is there. So yeah, if you like grease in your food, like that's on you. But I personally don't because again, it gives me bowel issues is what it is there. So, but yeah, overall, it's not a bad thing at all. And like I said, I've tried the tots too, and those were pretty good. And yeah, I've tried several different pizza combinations from that place, and it's all pretty much the same, honestly, across the board, no matter where you go to in their chain restaurants and stuff like that. Now, granted, that being said, and I've said this before, when it comes to going back to the 2020 riots and all these places that were burned to the ground that were quote unquote chain places and stuff like that, they were, but they weren't. They were technically a chain franchise. However, it was a franchisee from the neighborhood that place was in that bought into that franchise, paying, $10, $20, $30, $40,000, whatever it was, to buy into the franchise and be able to carry the name Domino's or Pizza Hut, or whatever it was there. And people wonder why those places don't exist after they were burned to the ground 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. And it makes sense, dude, honestly. Like, it's not that hard to figure out, Like, why would you want to rebuild? Number one, if you can't even get insurance claims on the damn thing, so you're fucked anyway on that one. You have to come with a tire sending money would be then. And then secondly, if you can do that, why would you want to rebuild in the same neighborhood that had the audacity to burn your building to the fucking ground instead of actually respecting you as an employer of that place? And that's honestly the people that should be the most pissed about that, besides the people that got fucked out of their franchises like that, should be the employees who worked at those places, because you just got fucked out of your job from some piece of shit in the fucking neighborhood burning your fucking business to the ground is what it was, dude, that you worked for. So yeah, it's just fucked up, man, entirely. But yeah, needless to say, the cheesy bread is very cheesy. You got some big pieces like that have a bunch of cheese in the middle of them is what it is, and then you got these little halfway ones in the middle there that have quite a bit of cheese on the inside is what it is there. And then, like I said, if you get the pepperoni version, it basically has the cheese there, and then it's got pepperoni stuff on it too. Then, so, but yeah, it's not bad for what it is. Like I said, I think honestly it's some kind of string cheese they put in this now, which makes sense logically, especially how when it's very hot coming out of the box and you're pulling it apart, it just like strings out like crazy is what it is. So, but yeah, pretty good for what it is though. There was a bunch of stuff that happened at the Ohio State House today, which we'll talk about tomorrow on a new grandstand. Other than that, later tonight, about it's almost 8 o'clock right now, about an hour and a half, 2 hours from now, whatever it is, I'll be on Honda's chat as long as he has one tonight. So, and that'll be the rest of my night then for anybody interested. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for this food review. I'm gonna get back to eating this and get ready for tonight's chat. It will be then. Do a couple things, figure out some stuff and whatnot. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, this little food review, and I will be back for an actual grandstand tomorrow. And then, like I said, Buckshot Thursday on Thursday, Freedom Friday on Friday, so forth and so on. And then, obviously, later tonight, we'll be jumping over to Honda's chat for his 2A Taco Tuesday event. So, which hopefully we'll just talk about guns this time, and it won't lead down a degenerative path to pedophiles and stuff like that, even though it could, because I found quite a few stories in the last couple of days about these groomer-ass teachers. So there is that. But anyway, it is what it is. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. And if you like Domino's, try their cheesy bread if you haven't, because it is pretty good. Later.